how do you begin to make this a new year for yourself? And you know that that can't happen unless there is a new you. And so over the next few days, I talked about a 7-day mental diet. The 7 days that you don't say anything negative, 7 days you don't think anything negative, 7 days that you look at your negative behavior and you catch yourself. You're mindful, you're vigilant, and you have to say, cancel that thought, cancel those words that I just spoke. That this is a time where you have to be vigilant to build a new you. And so we're talking about, this is it. Just 7 days now. This is the next day. So it's something else to do that. A 7-day mental diet. A 7-day mental diet is not easy. It is not easy. And you see, because you'll find yourself, see, we can't control the thoughts that come in our minds, but we can control the thoughts that we dwell on. And so I want to talk to you about how to begin to create the major shift in your life and who you have to be and what you have to do. And so in doing that, when I start moving, hey, oh, how you doing, Dallas? Yeah, the light was in my eyes, I couldn't see you. Yeah. So as you look at yourself, look at your goals and dreams, what's going to be major right now is bringing about what are the steps you need to take. What is it that you need to do to bring about building a new life? I thought about building a new life for myself when I was fired from radio, because that's what I knew. I mastered that when I did it. I'm not saying it because I'm being braggadocious, but people who heard me in Columbus, Ohio, during the time that I was on the air, they'll tell you, Mamie Brown's baby boy, he's a bad brother up in there. Nobody did it like I did it before me or since me. Nobody, period. All right? It's not true because I said it, but I said it because it's true. And so what we have to begin to embrace and to know is something that Socrates said. He said, the secret to change is to focus all your energy, all of your energy, not on fighting the old, but building the new you. Put all your energy, not fighting the old, but building the new you. So let's look at building the new you look like. What is it that you have to do in order to do that? Number one, self-awareness. Taking time to rethink your life. I've been up since around 3:30 this morning, just thinking about my life and my relationship with myself and the choices that I want and the things that I had envisioned that I would have accomplished in 2020, and I did not do that. And it was because of me. See, at the end of the day, all of us are the same. The only thing that separates us are the choices we make, the habits that we embrace. And I realized, and I want you to write this down, sacrifice. You've got to sacrifice who you've been in 2020. You got to sacrifice whoever that person was. You got to let it go. You got to sacrifice that and put all of your time and energy on building the new you. And building the new you, in my particular case, is more discipline. In my particular case, in monitoring myself and my progress, staying on top of it, watching, am I doing well? Am I moving and in the direction where I want to move? Because if I do that, the cancer would be history in my life. History. I'm not comfortable with having cancer on the ropes for 29 years, 4th stage cancer. No. My goal is to knock it out. And that's on me. Cancer's not playing, I'm not playing. And so to focus my mind on that, to give up the things that will distract me from doing that, to make the sacrifice of some things that I enjoy doing, but I can't afford to do it because it's soaking up time, and time is life. Time is life. You have something special. You have greatness in you. And you have the ability to create and design the kind of life that you want. And in this place where we are right now, things have changed dramatically. And so you have to make a dramatic change in yourself in order to accomplish the things that you want. What does that look like? What is it you have to do? In my case, mine and my battle has been with cancer, fourth stage. That looks like intensifying my efforts and monitoring everything that I eat. It has to be organic. But my state of mind, keeping stress to a minimum. I don't play that. Anything that's unhealthy, anybody that's unhealthy for me, I cut off the relationship. I don't ask them, why did you do that? I cut it off. Why? It's my life. See, we got enough to deal with. When you got the coronavirus that has now mutated into another lethal form and easier to spread, that kind of tension and stress by itself is enough. So you're not given the luxury of accommodating toxic, negative people in your life if you want to live. I want to live. I remember years ago, I read this book called Who's the Matter with Me? You've had people say, you make me sick. That's real. There are people who can do that to you if you allow them to do that. And you have to put your foot down and say, I don't do drama. Don't come up here with that. I don't do drama. And you don't have to defend that. See, there is no duplicate for life. You only get one. And so you want to live it to the fullest. You want to have special moments. You want to have peace of mind. 47% of Americans can't get a good night's sleep. And I've been one of them. Bobby, you have to work at it. Here's something else. Make a conscious effort to look at and recruit people in your life that you know that have been good to you, that you need to deepen that relationship, that they bring out the best in you, they inspire you, they make you feel good about yourself, y'all have fun together. You want to reach out to those people and schedule some time to see each other virtually each week, where you have individual and collective goals that you're working on. I'm doing that with my family and with my clients. I'm working with them. And that's why I would like to say to those of you that would like for me to coach you and like to be in a community of greatness, I want you to put hungry in the comments section. If you like to work with me, if you like for me to be your coach and this first 90 days, teach you some of the things I've learned. I'm 75, and so I've learned some things. I know a thing or two because I've seen a thing or two. Let me share something with you. When you upgrade your relationships, when you make it a point to consciously get toxic, negative, energy-draining people who have a propensity for creating drama out of your life. Sometimes you don't even realize how toxic some relationships are until you get out from under them. And I'm sure you've had the experience when somebody who created a whole lot of problems for you and something happened, and when it ended, you say, whoa, I had no idea. A friend of mine, her husband died, And I said, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. She said, oh, no, don't be. I said, what? No, I'm glad he go, honey. I'm glad he go. No. Don't be sad for me. Don't be sad for my loss. So that was real good. God, well, look at God. He answered prayers. Oh! I was shocked. And another friend, I saw the plane, and she had gone through a divorce. I said, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. She said, don't be. No. I have peace of mind, honey. It's better to be alone than to wish you were. I've heard you say that. And that's real. That relationship was turning my hair gray. I gained an extra 65 pounds. No. I'm good. I'm fine. All by myself. I mean, this thing called life, Corona, she has everybody rethinking stuff up in here. Rethinking. People looking at each other and saying, I don't know if I want to do this for another 20 years. You looking too healthy. Yeah. I thought I could hang in there, but no. You're taking too many vitamins and things. Look like you want to live. No. Here's the other thing. Do something that's you. When I look at my life, and I really want you to look at this and think about this when I'm through. Do something that the future you will say, thank you for making that decision. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for taking your life in a new direction. That's what you want your future self to say. Because in my case, I decided I was going to do something I love. My calling is to speak. My calling is to train speakers. My calling is to change lives. I decided consciously I was going to find a way to do it. One, I invested in myself. This will not be a new year unless you learn something this year that will have a dramatic impact on your life that you did not know last year, that will allow you to take care of yourself, that allow you to control your own personal economy, that allow you to call your own shots, that allow you to have peace of mind. Most people, they're through with the celebration. They forgot what their New Year's resolutions were. No. You listen to me for 90 days, mental resolve is major now. People having meltdowns, snapping, blinking out. Mental resolve is major now. It's a series that I've done on how you can choose the future that you want rather than the future that's already set in place and that's delivered to you and you just step into. You don't want to do that. No, you're only given one life. You want to create. We're created by the Creator to create. And sometimes we just go to sleep at the wheel of life. You don't want to do that. You want to wake up. And every move you make, you want to make it meaningful. Every move you make, you want to mean something. Everything you do, you want some payoff out of it. You went through too much in 2020 not to make 2021 the best year on the planet. You went through too much to get here. Let me tell you. I mean, that Corona, she ain't playing, but we're not playing either. In order to create the life you want, it requires sacrifice. It requires discipline. It requires expanding the time that you spend with yourself, looking at yourself and asking yourself the question, is this the life that I want to live? Is this me? Is this relationship me? Where I'm living, is this environment me? The job that I'm doing to provide for myself or my family, is that me? Do I have some other options? Absolutely. Then do that which is you. Don't be a member of the woulda, shoulda, coulda club? No. Or I would if. I should if. Come on. No, that doesn't work. No. Only put off for tomorrow the things that you're okay with dying in you today. You have something special. And you are here. We are here because of God's grace and mercy. We are here to do the greater work. And feel good about that. Feel good if you're still reeling from 2020. I know I'm still reeling from it. I'm saying, whew, it couldn't end fast enough for me. I'm telling you. And so this time, as you look behind and thank God that you made it, look around and praise God. See the new opportunities, doors open that you did not see. And look within. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. Go within and seek God and look ahead and follow God. Let him order your steps, because this is your time. You've gone through too much hell for 2021 not to be your time. Get it done in 21. You got to come at it with a vengeance. Take no prisoners and eat the wounded. Get it done in 21. Oh no, Corona, don't try and come up here. I don't care how many cousins you got and how many mutations you got up in here, up in here. I'm not no fool. I'm gonna keep social distancing. I'm gonna do the things that I need to do to live, to be here and stay away from those crazies, but I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna live my life. I'm gonna do some things that I dreamed about and things I've been putting off and make it happen. Find a way. People are being creative now, unlike anything we've seen before. Because when you are locked down, you can't move around, you come up with all kind of stuff. I'm just reading where a guy was he was in confinement, in prison, in solitary confinement. And he used that time productively to study math and came up with some masterful mathematical equations, solving problems that people who were not in prison in solitary confinement haven't done. The genius, he took that time to think rather than be in despair. He took that time to be productive rather than just sit in solitary confinement and beat his head up against the wall. Yeah, they imprisoned him, but they didn't imprison his mind. You got a mind. Be ye not conformed to this world. Oh yes, don't allow your mind to be the victim of weapons of mass distractions. You got work to do. You're on a mission possible. This is your time. Get excited about it. Sit down. You know what I do in the morning? I said, all things work together for good for those who love God and for those who are called according to his purpose. Next thing I say, Lord, whatever I face today, together you and I can handle it. Next thing I do, I review the 7 things that I want to get out of the day. 7 things that I want to get out of the day. Most people just want to get through the day. See, if you don't have an agenda for your life, you're going to be a part of somebody else's agenda. Okay? And the next thing that's very, very important, make a commitment to learn something today that you didn't know yesterday. Make a commitment before you go to bed tonight that there's something new that you have learned. If you develop those habits, let me share something with you. The opportunities of creating joy, love, happiness, and excitement are unlimited.
You've been speaking now, what,
52 years.
52 years speaking. What were some of the early circumstances you had to maneuver early in your career to get you to start building a platform for yourself so people can start picking you out and hearing about you?
Well, when I first saw a infomercial with Tony Robbins, I said, I got a story too. You know, he had this infomercial called Personal Power. And in Gunther Rinker and those guys, they spent millions of dollars promoting him around the world, that every hour you would see a Tony Robbins infomercial. So I sent them one of my DVDs, and they responded saying, you got an inspiring story, but you're black.
Dang.
And we don't believe that America's ready for a black
Wow, they straight up
speaker.
said like that.
Straight up. And so I sent them a letter back saying, thank you very much for reminding me that I'm black. I never would have known that if you hadn't told me. I said, I'll see you from the top. And so I decided that we were going to go forward, even though we did not have millions of dollars from an investor to get national and global attention. That part of what we do in training speakers. The goal is to make what you do in terms of your presentation so powerful, so impactful, that you cannot be ignored, that people would want to hear more of what it is that you share. And the word will go out that, hey, I heard this guy or I heard this young lady, and they really impacted my life. And so I just said, I'm coming in this space, and my goal is not to be a player. My goal is to be a dominant player up in here. Take no prisoners and eat the wounded. Yum, 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 yum.
So I'm hearing prejudice and racial bias. I'm hearing exposure because there wasn't a budget to get you out there. So those are the things you had to maneuver and change. What would you say also is some of the things that haven't changed? It's some universal truths to getting your message out there, to leading a movement. What things haven't changed?
The prejudice.
That hasn't changed still.
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Well, first of all, that's going to always be with us. Okay.
Yeah.
What's most important is not focusing on the things that are designed to hold you back and destroy your sense of self.
There you go.
What's most important is your focus on you. How are you going to deal with this? What am I going to do with this? That's what I'm always asking myself. This requires a new set of skills. How is it that I can become so impactful that a guy will say, you know what? I know he's black, but I don't give a damn about his paint job. He can help us make some money. So to me, like, you know, it's not fair that birds eat worms, but they do.
Yeah.
And so life is not fair, and it's very unfair. And so there are systems that are put in place. I mean, this is the name of the game. You are in a culture that you're treated less than, and you have barriers and various things systematically that are designed to hold you back.
Yeah.
And so our goal is to focus on the solution, to focus on, I'm going to get through this, having that mindset of being a no matter what person.
Yeah.
No matter what you put in front of me, I'm going to find a way to get through this. That's the name of the game.
Yeah.
That's the opportunity. It's something that if we focus on that, we focus on finding the solutions, then other things come out of that. People say opportunity knocks on every door. I don't believe that. I believe that opportunity stands by silently, waiting for you to recognize it. And so I'll never forget, this news host was interviewing me and said, I see the majority of your clients are white. Shouldn't you be talking to black people given their condition? I said, no. He said, why not? I said, black people aren't the ones that's putting systems together to hold people back like me. I said, when you feel inferior to someone, you do everything you can not to have to compete with them. I said, people who look like you need what I got. He turned red as a cherry in a glass of milk. He didn't expect that. I said, come on, man. When you know who you are, you welcome competition. You say, bring it on.
Yeah.
So everybody, I believe, they have their own stuff that they have to deal with. All of us do. And so we have to constantly realize that life is a fight for territory. And once you stop fighting for what you want, what you don't want will automatically take over. With all the stuff that's going on right now, it's been an unspoken conversation. But then in the last 4 years, they've been emboldened, the people of darkness, saying, we can come out now. It's safe. And so, but that calls for and demands that we step up.
Yep. I'm reminded of you getting your first DJ job. With,
Yes.
Banging on the door, Mr. Butterball there. He says, I'm ready. He says, we're not hiring. But not only did you eventually get hired, but when it's time for you to step in as a DJ, you already had your intro already prepared and ready to roll.
Yes, absolutely. I teach that it's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have an opportunity and not be prepared. But not only was I ready to do that show, when I started working, I became the host of the radio show. I became the music director, the production person, making the commercials, selling commercials. I believe that wherever you go, you want to develop at least a minimum of 4 to 5 competencies. You want to make yourself invaluable to that corporation, that business that you're working in. This is a time that you have to expand or you are expendable. That if you go work for any major corporation right now, they require that you know at least 5 different positions. So if someone does not come in, you can step in there and take over for them.
You're talking about the last, especially the 2 years that we've been through, 4 years. I want to talk about this, especially the 2 years, because a lot of people have been hurt from lockdowns and mandates and whatever case may have been through these last couple of years. A lot of people have been deemed essential, non-essential. Restaurants closing because they literally just can't sell food because people aren't coming in.
If you had a choice between your parents and your telephone, you had to get rid of one. Which would you want to get rid of? My parents? Oh my God. This telephone, it's an addiction. I have a friend, and Mike Sims, he stopped looking at television for a year, and he became a millionaire. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna just focus on reading and meditating and journaling and exercise and praying and being focused on my dream and working with people that fit in this category, that they are positive, they are purposeful. That means they have a purpose and they're going in the direction that I'm going. They are productive. They're working on their stuff and they're profitable. They're making some stuff happen. There's some time, these blessings that God has granted us, we are to make something happen. We've got to create something that shows that this era is the most profitable, most productive, and purpose-driven era in our history because of how we've been blessed, because what God has bestowed upon us. We got a fresh start. And when you have a fresh start, you want to take advantage of that, doing the right thing, being excited about it. I remember Dr. Otis Moss, who was a classmate of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He said, blind celebration and empty sentimentality will not keep the dream alive. What is your dream? I remember Dr. Johnny Coleman out of Chicago, and she asked, what is your dream? It said, when is it a man or woman dies? And the answer was, when their dreams die. Some people never had a dream. They think in terms of getting a job. Well, that's not an option now. This is an entrepreneur's era. You have to create your own job. And you got it like that, whether you recognize that or not. New industries are in you. You were born with greatness in you and dreams in you, the ability in you to do more than you can ever begin to imagine. How do you know these things? Because you've been given authority and dominion over everything on the face of the earth. I got something to back me up with that. Is that right? Yes, the Word of God. He doesn't lie. You got it like that. Yeah. That's something. Yeah, I've got to decide to get excited about that. Somebody called me. Are you watching the playoffs? Watching somebody live their dreams? No, I ain't know playoff what? Excuse me? Are you serious? This is our time. This is your time. I want you to take the time and think about that and reflect on your life and say, speak, Lord, if you don't know what you're supposed to do next. If you don't know how you're going to take advantage of this time, say, speak, Lord. Thy servant heareth thee, and he will. He will. He will. Just get still. Go for a walk or go for a drive or just unplug the computer to turn it off and turn your phone off and just get still and create an opening in your thoughts. Don't worry about anything. Just be open. Just ask, speak to me, talk to me. I got a fresh start. Tell me what to do. Lead me. Listen to your heart. Lead me. Where your heart is, there your treasure is also. You are blessed. Thank you, Lord. Lead me. You said you'll never leave me nor forsake me. I need you now. Lead me. Tell me what to do. If I knew what to do, I would not be in this place. Help me interrupt my thinking, hack my brain, and allow me to hear your untarnished and unpolluted guidance. Please, Lord. Please, Lord. Thank you, Father, for this time. We have a fresh start. Your people need to be reminded, including me. I'm in that number. I got up this morning saying, what will I say? I'm speaking to myself. I'm not pointing fingers at anyone, and I'm sharing the conversation that you have put in me. We have a fresh start, a new beginning. There are people who have read history. We have a chance to write history. You have positioned us to do that. Oh, yes, you have. Yes. Thank you for this fresh start. Thank you for the courage to answer the call, the courage to be mindful that you're ordering our steps, the courage to call forth those things that be not as though they were, the courage to stand, the courage to have the faith and to know all is well. We give thanks. We give thanks. And so it is.